All right, everyone. What you think about my little intro there, Jeff? Were you
I
impressed?
like that. That was it looked very professional.
It was actually a friend of mine named Shane Church put it together. He's a graphic artist. He's a really good guy, man. Really good dude. Um, I would really recommend him because when he has his own company for himself, and that's what he does. Not a graphic artist. He has his
Cool.
own little yeah. He has his own little merchandise he sells too. So he's a pretty cool dude, man. Um, yeah, everyone. I'm Joe Lewis. I'm the host of Beyond the Woodline. I got my trusty, always faithful, beautiful, talented, graceful co-host Shannon,
There's a reason
and
I'm
then
laughing.
yeah, I'll tell you about that later. Jeff. I'll tell you all about her later, Jeff. And then of course we have Miss Phoenix up here. How you doing, Phoenix?
Doing great. Thank you so much for having me on.
Thanks. I really appreciate you joining in last second too. At that very last second. Yeah.
Yeah,
And of
no
course this
worries
is
at all.
my good friend and co-worker Jeff. How you doing, Jeff?
I'm doing great.
So tell everybody what a joy it is going to work every day with me.
Oh, to work with me or to work at Core Details?
To work with me.
Oh, to work with you?
Yes.
No, I think you're getting it wrong. It's a joy to work with me, is the whole idea. And no, am I remembering
No.
that wrong?
And
So,
now you
Yes.
get
so
the joy
ladies,
of working
so
with me in
I have
Phoenix.
a bad,
So, like,
I have a bad memory.
Jeff has the worst memory. I messed with him for about like 3 weeks, telling him my name wasn't Joe.
Yes. I'm like, is his name not really Joe? I'm
It
really
was,
confused. I don't know what's going on.
I said, dude, you've been calling me Joe all day. He was like, what?
Yeah. I'm
It-
asking
it-
other people, what's the new guy's name? What is his name?
but yeah, it wasn't very long after I started working there, man. Me and Jeff hit it off really well, and we actually became pretty good friends. And hello from Atlanta. This is Dr. William Lester. I always know it's him because he says hello from Atlanta. Congratulations
Hello.
to your Braves, Mr. Lester. I'm actually going to send you a cigar, so I want you to send me your address. I already got a cigar picked out for you. I'm just going to send it to you, and congratulations again, buddy. But I got my Astro cap on. I'm gonna represent for the
So
hometown boys.
I have a Nationals shirt on, but only because it was my son's baseball team
Right.
that we were trying to get better lighting in here. Ah, there we go.
Oh, gross. Good to see you now.
There's that better?
Yeah, that's better.
my
Okay.
epilepsy has calmed down.
Yeah, cool. So let's get right on into it, Jeff. Let's talk about your first experience with the other side.
Well, my first experience was I was 18,
Hmm.
and honestly, I I don't have any memory of it. I don't recall anything happening
Hmm.
because the only thing I can recall is just waking up and seeing a friend of mine walk in to the hospital room and me recognizing who he was, and that's really the only memory that I can remember. Uh, but there was one morning I didn't get up to go to school, and they said, "Oh, hey, Jeff's not up yet. Go wake him up." And they go, "Oh, it sounds like he's snoring." And my dad, he's a paramedic. He knew right away what the problem was. He knew something was wrong. Let me put it that way. Not that he knew what was wrong. He knew something was wrong. And he started chest compressions on me right away and giving me mouth to mouth. Paramedics get there, and they're like, "Oh," and they looked at my EKG and saw that my heart was not acting right. It was fluttering, like it was going way
AFib.
too fast.
Like,
So they
gotcha.
had a shock. What's that?
It was like AFibs.
Correct. I
Yeah.
went into yes, and then so the paramedics got there very quickly. They shocked me on my bed, and at that point, my heart started. It stopped. It stopped for a second, and then they had to shock me again to get it going back again, and then right, I guess it was too much stress on my body. I went into a coma, and for about a day and a half almost, I was basically asleep. And I woke up, and the first thing I said was, "Where's my stereo?" And so, because I knew right away that I wasn't in my room, and they knew for a fact that, oh, he'll be fine if he can realize, hey, he recognize, hey, he's not in his room. He'll be fine. But they knew at the beginning that I would have some brain damage, but they didn't know what, nor did they know what happened. So soon after I woke up, I was talking to a nurse, and I told her, I said, "Hey, I got to tell you about this dream that I had." And she was like, "Okay." And I said, "Yeah, I met this man, and he was wearing a robe, and he walked me down this really long runway. And on this runway, it was lined with all these people on the side." And now, please remember, as I'm telling this, as I'm saying the story now, I don't remember the story. I'm just saying the story based off of what somebody told me, as well as my mom wrote down all of what I was saying on a piece of paper. I have no idea where it is, but I'll have to find it sometime. And so I told him, I said, yeah, I walked down this runway, and there was all these people that were reaching out to us. And we were, it looked like an airport is where we were at. And so I said, he just walked us down this real long runway. And then at the very end, there was a sign, and it said, "The end of the world." And then after that, I just kind of faded off into, not like I passed out after that, telling that story. Then the other story was, I met a storyteller, and he walked me into this garden, and he knew all these stories he knew like all of things that happened in my life and everything that's going to happen in my life. And he said that I have some kind of mission that I'm supposed to, like, basically be, you belong on Earth and need to go back and finish whatever it is I'm supposed to do. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do, but I have a few ideas, but nothing crazy. But then that was the second dream. And so that was while I was in the hospital the very first time, and things got really crazy. The next time that I experienced something that I very well remember was after I have a defibrillator implant in my chest, and it's a device that will shock my heart in case something happens. When they first put it in, they didn't know where to set the settings at. They had it set for like old people age, like Butch and Kent, her boss's age. They had it on old people setting, and it kept firing while it was in me. Like, I would just be swimming and it'd fire, or I'd be at a high school dance and it'd fire. Well, they kept setting it higher and higher, and then they finally said, "Okay, it shouldn't fire anymore." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, no problem." Friends call me up, like, "Hey, do you want to do some acid?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, sure, that sounds great. I'll take 2." So while on 2 hits of acid, then we went to go see the movie Mortal Kombat in the theater, and that kind of messed with me a little bit.
Yeah,
and I started seeing demons, and I started freaking out, and I started panicking, and I kind of blacked out for a few minutes. But the things I do recall is, I'm going to say the events as they happen in order, because a lot of things happened to me, but I'm going to say the events as they happened in order. So we're at the pool. We're at this pool that we climbed. I don't remember how we got inside, but the whole thing is caged. And I keep seeing all these weird lights everywhere. And I'm like, man, there's somebody here. There's somebody. I keep standing up. They're like, there's nobody here. Calm down. There's nobody here. Like, there's somebody here. And they're like, no, nothing's here. Apparently, I started freaking out and screaming and yelling. And they got a water hose and started spraying me with a water hose to calm me down. And I just start freaking out. And I'm like, ah! And I'm like, and they don't know what's going on. What I'm seeing, or what I'm experiencing, is there were these demons that came down to me, or I'm sorry, these aliens is how I recognize. I didn't recognize them as demons at first. I recognized them as aliens because I said, "Oh, they're just aliens talking to me." And they came down and they said, "Hey, Jeff, we can show you things and take you to places that nobody can see. That only you will have this power, and you can go anywhere in this universe and go to anywhere. All you have to sacrifice is your memories." And I said, "Oh, awesome. Already lost them. Don't care." But they were talking about stored memories, like memories that were deep down. And I was like, "I don't care. They're useless to me. Yeah, take them all." So
While you're on
they start.
acid.
What's that?
While you're on acid?
While I was on the acid, yes.
Okay.
All this is happening while on acid.
I'm grasping this, sorry.
Yeah, still on acid. So I start seeing all old memories flashing by me, and there was like a picture of the Hoover Dam, because I went to the Hoover Dam as a child, and it comes by and it gets real big, and as it gets by me, it gets real small, and I'm like, "Oh no, there's that memory going." And I'm like, "Oh, there's all my memories." And then I see a picture of my mom, and she's like melting away, and I'm like, "Oh, there's that memory going. Okay, that's fine. I don't need that." Then this man walks up to me and he starts singing a song that I'm not going to repeat because it's embarrassing. But he's like dancing and skipping and snapping his fingers and and singing this song about, "Hey, what you're doing is wrong, and think about all the things you're going to lose, and think about all of the, this isn't right." And I said, "Hey, you're right. I don't want to lose all this stuff." And as he says that, this ball of energy comes towards me, and it's got like electricity in me, and I'm like, "That looks like it's going to hurt if it touches me." And it does. As it hits me, it starts basically it's my defibrillator firing. And I'm like, screaming, and they just keep coming one after the other. How many? I don't know, 4 or 5 maybe. And it shocked me that many times. And then the next thing I seem to recall after, because right after that started shocking me, I remember kind of the police showing up and trying to arrest me because they were trying to ask, "How did you get in this place? Because it's locked." And I'm like, "I don't know. My friends and I think we just, jumped the fence." And I guess I'm kind of agitant. So they hold me down, and they're holding me down. They see I have a medical alert necklace, and they go, "Oh, wait, this guy's got a medical condition. We need to get this guy to a hospital. We don't need to take him to jail. We need to, he needs to go to the hospital." So I go to the hospital, and I wake up, and they give me something that counteracts the acid. And I wake up, and there's my doctor and my parents standing around me, and I'm like, "Hey guys, what's going on?" And the doctor's first question, "What were you on?" I said, "Acid." They go, "Okay. Just want to make sure, I guess whatever we gave you was the right, right sedative." So those are all my stories that I have of experiencing personal stuff. I have experienced other ghostly apparitions before and things like that, but those are my personal events that have happened to me. And ever since, I guess, really since my initial heart attack, I'd say everything in my life happens magically. like just by chance, just like, "Oh, it's just here's some money, here's some food, here's some help, here's some people just give me stuff all the time." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then I give back all the time too. And that's when I realized, oh, this whole world is based about giving. And that's what I think these spirits showed me was, hey, it's not about receiving or wanting stuff or, needing money and stuff like that. It's about giving your time and putting effort into helping others and giving effort in. And that's what all this has taught me. And so
They were also showing you,
what's that?
this is what I feel from it. They were also showing you that, hey, this is what's next. Do you want this or do you want to go back?
Well, I was worried what they were also, I thought about, they were showing, it was hell, possibly what they were showing me, because they were showing me, colors I had never seen before. And I went like, "Oh, wow, I've never seen that color. And I've seen a lot of colors." And it was like, it was weird. neon purplish hue that I've just never seen before, almost green, but purple at the same time. It was a very weird color. And I'd never seen or experienced. And then they showed me a galaxy that was very far away, and I went like, "Oh wow, that's very interesting." So they just showed me some really cool stuff, and showed me how time is irrelevant, and showed me how you can basically travel anywhere in time. And I was like, "Oh yeah, let's do this." That was what the demons were offering me.
Well, I'm really curious to see what, because Phoenix is very renowned in the field, and I'm curious to see what, because I have my own things that I'm getting from this, but I'm curious of what Phoenix is getting from this conversation and what he experienced.
Well, a couple of questions for you. You see the color purple, indigo.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that indigo, that purplish?
Mostly just purple. It was, I mean, there was a little bit of a red tinge to it almost, but it was mostly purple. Like it had like a red glow almost.
Okay.
And this color was just an object in the air. It wasn't like
it was moving. It was towards you.
It was moving. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, the indigo color, the green, yellows that you in front of your face, I would be willing to say that might be spirit. My question for you is: do you feel like that you have? Feel like there's something that walks?
You're breaking
I'm
up.
sorry, it was breaking up real bad.
Do you feel like you have a guardian?
Oh, a guardian.
Mm-hmm.
Can I tell y'all something?
Me.
No. I am my own guardian.
Okay.
I am my own, like, I don't know. I feel I am, and since I guard myself, I'm able to guard other people. Like, I feel like I'm more of a guardian to other people. Like,
But maybe you're given that strength by some higher power that was looking over you, that gave you that strength. This is all metaphysical. Sorry, this is what we do.
Okay. No, that's okay. Yeah, that's true. But I just, if I start saying these kind of things, people are going to start thinking that I have like special abilities and things.
No.
So that's why I'm kind of reluctant to say I'm nobody special. I don't have any.
We are all special, sweetheart.
So let me explain to you that guardian is that everyone is born with a guardian. You have a guardian from birth. Sometimes you may live a lifetime and never realize that you have a guardian.
Okay.
But people have guardians, and when you're in trouble, you can see angels. Angels can come, but a guardian live. So meaning that guardian has once experienced material, so they have more of a tendency to. It sounds like you have seen ETs, which is
okay.
UFO type ET. Extraterrestrial does not have Earth energy, but you described to me a lot of the Earth. That tells me it was more spiritual.
Okay.
Earth. Do you feel that at all? Did anyone you?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the very last thing. Did anyone what me?
Speak to you during that time? In any form of direction?
Not really. No. But I hear a lot of voices in my head.
You're not alone.
I know. I've never told anybody this before, and I'm like, my
coworker. You mentioned it to me before.
When you close your eyes, do you see lips?
No.
Eyes? Any?
No, I don't. I only hear these things. I don't ever see anything.
Okay.
Yeah, and I get worried that I'm going crazy because I hear these voices and I'm like, okay, as long as I don't listen to them, I think I'm okay. But these voices a lot of time will, they just tell me that, hey, you're doing the right thing, and you know, you need to, or you need to help this person out, or hey, you need to go do this, and or hey, there's somebody coming into your life, and you know, pay special attention to, you know, and so, or you know, pay special attention to whoever's coming into your life, because you never know who's going to be there to be the one to help you.
So has anyone ever explained intuition?
No.
So intuition is our guardian on our shoulder. I'm sure you've heard that metaphor, but it truly is. Our intuition is when we hear something that's not our own thought. That's your guardian angel speaking to you, telling you, hey, hey, you need to do this, or you need to think about this. And that's more like
that gut feeling.
It's that gut feeling. That's intuition. If you study intuition a little bit, you can just a small amount. Look at there's some books on it, and what you may be very well hearing, you think is from the inside, is that your guardian angel giving you information from spirit of the things that you need to be guided to do.
Okay. And I usually do try to do the best intentions that these voices say. No, and of course, none of these voices are saying go hurt these people. They only say you need to help these people, and you need to, you know, carry these people, and yeah. So that's why.
And I'll say this. Jeff is the type of person that if you say, "Hey Jeff, I need help with this," he's gonna come help you. You know, he'll stop what he's doing to come help you. He absolutely will, man.
That's my point.
Yeah.
So Jeff, you may be experiencing spirit. Spirit may be guiding you in some form. I don't know if you have a religion, God, all of these things, but they all tie in together. And it might be that spirit is leading you a certain direction. That's why you're on the show here tonight, is to try to be more of a directive approach to voices that I believe could very well be spirit, intuition, guardian angel. You want to comment on that?
Sure. I don't know. Do I want to? I'm sorry. Say it. Do I want to what again?
Shannon has a very deep input with spirit, and I thought maybe she might have some ideas on maybe your thoughts is coming from a source that we call spirit.
When I was hearing the story, this is just my input on it. Can y'all hear me good?
Yeah.
Okay, so as I was hearing this, because I have flatlined 4 times in one night, I know what it's like on the other side, and it's really weird. Everybody's experiences are different. A lot are the same, but what I'm getting from what you're saying, and everything is positive, is your guides. Because there's not, okay, your guides are all positive and good and love. Your guardian angels, spirit itself. I don't know what your beliefs are, but any of those in whatever your version of God is, it's all positive, light, and love. There's no negativity in what's coming to you. So I just think it's a good thing that like you are doing these good things, and it's just, I don't know, maybe they're recognizing you. But I think at that point in the time when those things were happening, you have much more direction coming your way. You were meant for a lot more than just sitting there doing acid. I did it when I was younger too. I get that. But you are being shown that you have higher purpose in this world.
Mm.
It could be on the lowest platform of all lowest platforms. You don't have to be out telling people. Yeah. But you have a higher purpose. And that's why you like, hey, you have a defibrillator in your heart for a reason. You didn't pass for a reason. You are, and the shocks are coming. I think those were jolts to just in my personal opinion, to say, hey, you have a purpose, and we're going to keep jolting you until you get your shit together. if that makes sense. Because everything you're saying is very good and positive. Your energy is great. And if you got Joe acting like a kid, I love that. But I'm seeing nothing but good and positive, and keep going towards that. And that's when you got to really make some time with yourself and like ask questions of those things in your head. Spend some time by yourself. Take a hot shower, take a bath, and just sit in a quiet room in the darkness and say, "I'm here. What do you need to tell me?" Because you're obviously being connected with good energy, and that's great. A lot of people don't receive that as much as you have without even knowing. Does that make sense, Phoenix?
No, it makes perfect sense to me. And that's the thing is so I try to, as they tell me, hey, do good things. I also try to make it a point, like, to show other people, hey, you also need to do these things to be, here's what the right thing to do in order to be a nice person. And if they usually say, I don't want to do that or get involved, I don't write them off. I just try to.
But you have purpose to spread light, and you are doing that without even knowing you're doing it. You're doing it.
Well, that's the thing. I think I know I'm doing it. I know.
You don't know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Sorry.
That's all right.
I mean, you're hitting on my topic because it's just like a struggle every day when you have good, vibrant, loving energy telling you, and the world's being so ugly and everything. Is like these are things that I battle all the time. Mm-hmm. And you were given clear directives. I think that's amazing, and it's something to like really connect to. And I think that's awesome that you're sharing your story. Like you work with Joe. You didn't know. You came on here, and I appreciate you sharing your story. It's a good topic that we can talk about when people experience these things.
Mm-hmm.
If I can say this to you, I think it's possible that you could be on a path to enlightenment, a journey that might be on the road too, because you're getting a lot of good messages. Talking about it makes you feel good to other people. So your path actually starts with meditation. It is very important, like yourself, is to engage. You meditate it all.
Did y'all get all that? Phoenix, it's cutting off. Can you come a little closer?
Cutting off.
Can you come a little closer to the phone? That way it won't cut out as much. Maybe it's a sound barrier because the room echoes.
Yeah, it may be.
Oh, so, that's better.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah. That's great.
I think it says echoing around your sanctuary. So, yeah, there you go.
Okay. So, my thought is listening to you talk that you might be on a road to enlighten, some journey that may be leading you to be helping others in some type of field. When you get on a road, meditation is the key to an awakening. Meditation is very important for someone like yourself who's having all input to you. You need to digest of meditation. Very important.
Okay.
And that's what I was getting was he needs to meditate. That's why I said dark room. I didn't know if he was ready for that word meditation yet.
So meditation, there's like 100 different meditations. But where you have to go down and hours, do a mantra and type of stiff environment. That's not the case. If you spend 20 minutes in the morning and at night, you would be surprised at the clarity that you get.
Oh, honey, it's so hard to hear you.
Yeah.
It is. It's cutting out.
I get what she's saying, though.
A lot. There's a lot in the back.
Yeah.
That's happening.
Can you shoot the phone up real close? Because you look beautiful, but we can hear you. Don't echo as much.
I don't know what to do with it.
I know, honey. I know. I'm sorry. Sometimes that's just the way it is. But your words are very important, so I appreciate it. I love Phoenix, by the way, guys.
Yeah, Phoenix is very cool.
I'm hearing your backlash even after I close the door.
You look lovely, darling.
Oh, thank you, doll.
How do I sound? Do I sound okay?
You sound great.
You sound like Jeff. You sound like Jeff. You sound just like Jeff.
Like Jeff.
Yeah.
So, Joe, have you ever had a near death experience?
When I got married, does that count? Then when I met this girl in San Antonio, that was another bad one.
Oh, well,
And then
if
for
you're on
you,
the topic, can I share a story? I don't want to like take over, but it can be kind of be in correlation with what he's saying. I was 17, no 16. I lived on my own for a while. My mom was at the time. We have a great relationship now, but she was manic bipolar. She had a breakdown and threw me and my brother out. Well, I ended up going to this party. I didn't know what alcohol was. I didn't know how much to drink of it or anything. And they were making me like in 32-ounce plastic cups, mixed drinks that were really strong, and I was drinking them like they were ice water. And I remember sitting out on the grass outside the apartment, and somebody was grabbing my head and trolling around, going, "Get dizzy, get dizzy." And the next thing you know, I just remember falling over. And then everything from that point on was not myself. I was looking over myself. They picked me up. They threw me in the bathroom. There was a med student there. I think it was an EMT student or a med student. And we were in the bathroom. They was like, put wet toilet paper in our mouth. And I'm sitting here going, why am I not responding? Because I know exactly what's going on. And they put toilet paper in my mouth. I don't know why. I still can't explain it. Like in my buccal. I guess something to focus on. I don't know. And and the next thing you know, they threw me in the back of a pickup truck. Well, they took me to the hospital, and the whole time I'm looking over at myself. I'm literally looking down at myself going, why aren't you moving? Like you're okay. Like, tell them you're okay. Tell them you're okay. Because in my mind, okay, this is where it's weird. It's multidimensional because in my mind, I'm going, I know what's going on and I can't speak, but I'm not seeing. My visual, like if you're experiencing everything on the ground, but your visual is above looking down on you. And that's what I was seeing. And I'm just like, why can't you? So they threw me in the back of the truck. They took me to the hospital. They put Rethylene in me multiple times. I flatlined 4 times from alcohol poisoning. And it was so weird because I was literally watching myself. Did you get to the point where you were watching yourself at any time of that?
I've never had an out of body experience before. I've never
You were getting messages. Yeah, you were getting there was a messenger for you.
Yeah, mine was more of getting a message. I've never had a floating or anything. So how can I explain this so that I don't sound crazy?
Dude, I look for Bigfoot.
What's that? So my beliefs, as far as like everything goes, when I say everything, I'm talking like religion, politics, aliens, whatever. I believe in it all. I believe that anything is possible. Anything and everything is possible that you can imagine. I don't know if do y'all believe that space is infinite or is finite?
We had this discussion at work, so
yeah.
I
won't answer.
I don't know a damn thing, but I know spirit tells me it's vast. Energy is. I believe in energy.
Yeah, it's bigger than we all think. It's bigger than people don't realize how tiny we are and how just we're just molecule size compared to the universe, to everything. And it's just me. So I believe we have the ability to talk to these. How can I explain this? So this is what I believe in. I believe in multiple universes. I believe that there's space is infinite. It goes on forever. There's another version of me sitting here talking to you guys, but instead of me being a man, I'm a woman. And it's happening somewhere else very far away. And I believe that the thoughts we sometimes hear in our head are those thoughts from other dimensions. I know this sounds crazy, and I'm so
no, it don't sound crazy at all.
You're around people that listen. You're around people listen. Don't worry. Like we go through some weird shit.
Dude,
I kept thinking, where are these thoughts coming from?
Okay.
These thoughts just can't come magically in my head.
Shannon,
Well,
can you
So I thought maybe they come from another dimension.
Right.
And if that dimension is in tune with my same brain wave, my brain all our brains move on wavelengths, and if it's tuned into somebody else's wavelength that's very far away, but our brains are able to communicate.
It's possible.
This is what I believe is what the voices we hear in our head.
I believe you because I connect to my ancestors. I believe you. I understand that.
Yeah. And that when we die, our
Hold on, Phoenix.
brain processes don't really go away.
Oh.
They're there the whole time. They don't really go anywhere. So I believe when we die, after a period of time, whether that time be 10,000 years, 1,000 years, 500 years, our molecules have the ability to come back into the same order of another person, a past person.
Our energy.
Our energy, correct.
Which is part of our spirit.
Reincarnation, more or less. Like a person can be, I believe in reincarnation. And that if you put the same chemicals back into the same position that it was before from that other body, it can make that person again. Like you can have that same person again.
Okay.
And so I've thought about the things I think about and the things that I say and how I treat people and how I see the world. And I thought, I wonder if I'm the reincarnation of Jesus.
It's possible.
Please take this with a little tiny grain of salt.
But
So I just thought about it. I said, okay. So if I'm Jesus, I better start acting like him. But I can't tell anybody because you saw what they did to him last time.
Oh, I love you, Jeff.
You saw what they did to Jesus last time. He told everybody, "Hey guys, I'm Jesus."
Maybe
like,
Jesus is speaking right to you. Maybe Jesus is speaking to you and through you.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
By talking to you, your experiences are leading to a higher purpose because there would be no reason for you not to be. I mean, you're the average Joe basically at this point, coming in and we're conversating with you and you're hitting on a lot of things without knowing anything that we're talking about.
Right. Yeah.
But I think like a lot of spiritual guidance and meditation, like, dude, I think you can really be very influential and help yourself and others a lot more than you already are. Do you agree, Phoenix?
Well, he's talking about fragments of your soul. We're talking about your soul can you hear me now or?
Yes.
So he's talking about fragmentation of the soul, where your fragments of your soul can be in, there's many people who believe that fragments of your soul can be in many places at the same time, in many lives at the same time that you're living. That's called fragmentation of your soul. However, when you die and your spirit, your human spirit goes to the soul. So it's called your star, eternal star.
Okay.
Incarnate and go back to wherever you decide to go back to. Once you have reincarnated, then you've come back. You have the choice. So it is said. I don't know that for a fact, but you have the choice to choose where you come back to.
I believe that
your soul goes back to your living again.
Okay.
And that's called reincarnation. And you reincarnate until you get to the point that you get to ascension. And once you get to ascension, you no longer have to reincarnate. So you can't, but you don't have to. So, but what I think you're speaking of is the soul. The soul never dies.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
So you mentioned about being in more than one place at the same time. I've heard that from many people, and they believe the exact same thing. That while you're living, you're doing many different lives at the same time, which are called fragments of your soul.
So let me ask you this, Phoenix. So is that part of like your past lives? You know what I'm saying?
Well, your soul never dies. So when you're in a constant state of refinement.
Okay.
Constant, every life you go into, you're constantly trying to make yourself better and better and better. And I personally, this is my personal belief, and years and years and years of studying it, I believe that you bring all the things that you learn in this life with you. Perfect example being Einstein was just born Einstein. I do not believe that. I believe he lived many, many lives to get the education that he got to where He was. Art, another one. People who can write music, they learn to write music from. Well, I believe they learned that from life. So to answer your question, I believe that you learn in every life that you live, bring all that with you. You may not be aware of it,
Yeah.
but you bring all those things with you
Yep.
into life. Yeah.
And
Correct.
to touch on what Phoenix said, and what I believed until I'm shown different, just by my internal heartfelt belief, is I feel before we come back into this earth again, we choose our experiences. We choose, okay, I want something traumatic. I want to choose this. I want to choose that.
Okay.
And it's all based on what we've experienced before. Like, like sometimes we have trauma. Sometimes there's no coincidences in this universe, in my opinion. Some people just like born with luck. I could go on forever and ever. We get really deep into that, but I just really believe that before we come back into this earth in human flesh, so we choose our experiences. And because some people, some spirits, some they want to feel different things. They want to experience different things. They have to experience different things to ascend. If that makes any sense at all.
That makes a lot of sense. To continue to ascend, you've absolutely got to have a lot of experience and refine yourself. There's no doubt.
Yep.
Now, when you guys use the word ascend,
Ascension, correct.
ascension,
To transform and move on my way of putting it, to ascend means to transform and move on to a different form from past experiences.
Okay.
You ascend to something else. This is my view of putting it. Like, you had to, I want to ascend from more. Okay, so me sitting at this table right now, I want to ascend to this evening being great and light a fire in the fireplace. Like, I want to extend these experiences. I want to explore and I want to further them.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I got you. I just, when y'all kept saying, I was thinking, it's like, are y'all talking about like when you go into heaven? What are you talking about?
There's a lot of different ways of that with that too. That's the whole thing. And I think heaven is on earth. And I have a lot of things about them. We won't even go into it tonight. I think hell's on earth. Anyway. Not fully though. See, that's a different topic, a different night.
I actually am. I am upset that I don't get to live that long. Like, I don't get to. I would love to live 1,000 years. I would love
I'm the same way.
I would love to live forever. That's why I always have a fascination. My wife and I, we have a fascination with vampires because we were like, oh, cool, they get to live forever. That'd be pretty cool. So I kind of have like, oh, I'd love to live forever.
You will live forever. You just don't remember all of it.
I just won't remember, and that's what I was getting at. It was, I'll probably live a very long time.
Energy never dies. It just changes forms. It never dissipates. It just changes forms.
Well, so,
energy never goes away. A rock has energy. A blade of grass, a grain of sand, a stone. That's why people get so much in the crystals and stones. They are energy. They don't die. They don't dissipate. They just change forms. Everything changes form.
I've always thought that my bad memory was more of a gift.
It is.
To be humble.
Well, there you go. That was your message to yourself, and you already figured it out.
Yeah, it was that's because I'm a very humble person. I've stopped worshiping money. I've stopped. Do I need to wait till she comes back? Or are we good?
No, you good.
Okay. I've stopped like watching television and buying stuff. Because I noticed commercials were controlling me. So I gotta stop doing that. I gotta really focus on doing the right thing and being the right, how a person is supposed to act and make the world better. Because you can either live to make yourself better and make, your family and your children better, or you can live to make the world better that your children live in. And I live to make the world better, except when I'm driving.
Or at work.
Yeah. I have a question, if you don't mind, if I can.
Go ahead.
Have you ever heard the word Master Halo? Is that? have you-
No, I've never heard it in that order. No. I mean, I Halo and no, I've never heard Master Halo.
A master halo is someone who has ascended. A master halo, what you're describing about your path of not being interested in material things, not watching TV, wanting to do the right thing, being humble, those are all teachings of a master halo.
Okay.
And so I would venture to say that it is a possibility that some of this experience that you may have visited a spirit.
Hey, Joe, I noticed something.
Yeah.
Is it possible Shannon's audio is cutting Phoenix out? Because I noticed I heard Phoenix great the whole time.
I just went to pee and I came back.
That whole time she was gone. I said, wow, Phoenix sounds really perfect. And then Shannon came back and I was like, oh, I lost her.
Okay, I know my role now. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Phoenix. You were talking, but right up to the end after you said,
No, it's okay.
uh,
You know what? Phoenix has a beautiful message, and if it, I was wondering because we are at the same house, if we're cross interfering each other. So I will step away for a minute because my
Oh.
energy pings like hers does. So let her deliver a message because she's
Okay.
great at it. I'll give y'all some minutes.
I didn't offend Shannon, did I?
No.
No, actually, I think that too, and I'm gonna do the same courtesy for Shannon, because I think it's because we're in the same house, even though I've closed these doors, is causing this to bounce back.
I got you.
But I do want to say that spirit, first of all, comes in forms, and I do believe that there's a possibility that you have been introduced to spirit, and you might not be seeing it exactly as spirit. And when I say spirit, I personally believe in God. He's my source. I believe that all religions lead to one God. So that's my own personal belief. But my belief on spirit, listening to you talk, I truly believe that you have spirits, guardian angels with you. And I think that just at least recognizing that, I think there's a possibility you've been visited by Master Halo, because the things that you just said are all very spiritual things that lead to exactly that.
Okay.
I'm going to step away so that Shannon can get this time, and it's been amazing meeting you.
It's been amazing meeting you as well.
You and
Thank
Joe.
you. And it's been like therapy for me.
Good. Well, thank you, Phoenix. I really appreciate it, Phoenix. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me. Shannon, your turn.
You're so cute. I love her.
So Shannon and Phoenix are in the same house?
Yeah.
Tonight. Yeah, we're going on a road trip tomorrow to Jefferson, Texas for the History Haunts and Legends. They do it twice a year. It's an amazing convention. It's like there's a convention, there's a lot of fun to it. And then at the end of the night on Saturday, they have like what I call speed dating in the paranormal world. You're not dating, but last year there were 8 locations that we were allowed to be at for 30 minutes each. Can you imagine that? It includes travel time.
Wow.
So it was like speed dating. We're like, hey, cool, gotta go. So,
Nice to meet you. Bye.
but it's a lot of fun, and that's what we're doing. I'm spending the night with Phoenix tonight, so we can head out in the morning to go do that. But
Yeah, Shannon, why don't you add something here towards the end of the show and tell us what you think and your
you want me to add?
Yeah. What do you think about Jeff's story?
You got it. I mean, my personal opinion on what you went through, because I kind of understand. I think it's amazing that you are connected the way you are without much guidance or experience or influence.
Mm-hmm.
And that speaks for itself. That speaks, like you said, you already mentioned that it's for a higher being, for reason.
Mm-hmm.
I would say, look into that. Look into yourself. That's the most important part.
And I do, yeah. That's why I try to be a good person.
Yeah. And,
I hear rudder.
I'll just add that, say it again. Me and Jeff, we give each other a hard time at work. We mess with each other all day long, right? And how we get paid to do what the hell we do, I'll never understand. But but we get work done. That's a surprising thing.
Oh,
That
yeah.
we actually
No.
we knock out a shitload of work. Um,
Yeah.
but man, Jeff, you're a great dude. You really are, man. And it's a pleasure
I think y'all were
working.
talking at the same time.
And I'm saying, it's a pleasure working with Jeff and getting to
Yes.
know him. And he's a great dude.
I'm glad that you got
what
somebody
you
you can
see
hang out with
here,
and work with. You can have fun. It was cool. You're like, I got my work buddy. You're here to see me being a kid, 12 years old.
Yeah.
I'm like, good, damn it.
and we're keeping it clean here because because we're grown ups right now. But man, Jeff's a good guy. He really is. Like I said, he's the type of guy. You need help, he's gonna come help you.
Yeah, no matter
Let's
what.
come on an investigation with us. We got to get Joe back up again. Have a paranormal investigation. So that's what I do.
Jeff-
You see,
if you
Joe's on
invite Jeff,
the
Jeff will come.
cryptid Bigfoot side. I'm on the metaphysical paranormal side, and I think that brings a good, eclectic diversity. And I'm always welcoming anyone to come if you want to connect with spirit, man. Like I'm learning more and being more connected every day, and I'm getting away from like the Facebook side of doing my events. I'm getting more into doing it privately. But like, if you and your wife ever want to go and have fun and experience spirit on a really awesome level,
I probably actually have to take. That sounds crazy. My mother-in-law and I.
yeah, bring her.
So my mother-in-law is big into. I think it's called Reiki. I don't know.
Reiki, yes, energy healing.
Yeah.
Energy.
Okay.
And she does stones and stuff, but she's
You get stoned?
like, hey, there's like this ghost hunters we need to go like hang out with, and I'm like, I'm not
Well,
doing
I
it.
actually hang out with the people from the show Ghost Hunters.
I don't know if it was those actual people. It was just some other people. I
Yeah.
think.
Well, hey, tell her that I just did my first show on Discovery Plus. It's on. It's called A Ghost Ruined My Life, and Eli Roth presented it.
Okay.
And it's
Yeah,
on
no, I have
Discovery Plus.
Discovery
It's
Plus.
on Discovery Plus. It's a series premiere. They kind of 20% of what they put out there was a little stretch in it. They kind of morphed my story a little bit, but
I'm
it
gonna
was
have
really
to write it
cool.
down because I'll forget. Hold on.
Yeah, Jeff's got a terrible memory.
Yeah, I thought we went over this.
That's okay.
Okay, what was the name of the show?
It's called A Ghost Ruined My Life, and it's on Discovery Plus. A Ghost Ruined My Life.
Okay, I'll check that out.
And it's on Discovery Plus. It's Eli Roth that did all the Hostel movies. He's the presenter of it.
Okay.
And so my hair's really dark there, and I was really sick at the time.
Yeah.
But that was just a side thing I did. But what I do a lot is I investigate. I try to bring people on. I help them. And because of that show, I'm helping a lot of other people that have called me because they showed my car magnetic on the show. I have a lot of people calling me. So I'm working with other people to help all these people out and everything and with what they're going through in their homes. So.
Okay.
But
Yeah, so Jeff, why don't you give us some final words about anything you want to say to the people?
Beautiful.
Some final words.
Yeah.
Not Jerry Springer.
Look both ways before you cross the road. No, wait, that's good advice. Never mind. No, my final words, I guess, would and always think about the future, but remember the past. Because you have to look at the future and know what's going to happen before it happens, and basically design your plan of your life based off of what you see using, from past experiences. That's using the past to. So that's why I always say, oh yeah, I can, I try to tell people I time travel. And they're like, time travel? I was like, yeah, Josh, just close your eyes for, 5 seconds. Or you've time traveled into 5 seconds.
There you go.
What I'm saying is time is all perspective. Time is all, we are really here. Your time is not, you need to be able to observe your time slower versus thinking, oh, hey, if you try to think, I got to do this and I got to get so much stuff done, your time is going to go by very quickly.
Now in the future, yes.
And so, but I've learned to kind of slow down. I said, oh, I got to slow down, but I got to think about and see how things are going to happen in the future. And so far, I've been living my life pretty good, hanging out with the right people and getting involved at the right times and making sure I stay friends with the right people. And that's where I'm at in my life right now. Joe being one of them.
Yep. Of course. Top of the list. Top of the list.
Top of the list.
Well,
Joe's
cool,
like my
man.
brother, so we pick on each other. I'm like, oh, you made a mistake.
But yeah, man. All right, we're coming up on the end of the time. Jeff, thanks
Okay.
for doing the show, man. I appreciate it, brother. And I'll see you when you get back to work. It's gonna be boring as shit tomorrow. So you
Monday.
get back.
I'll see you Monday.
Man.
I won't be there tomorrow.
I guess me and Ethan will joke around all day long, right?
That's right. Penis. All right.
He was hey.
Nice to meet you.
All right, guys.
Bye.
Y'all have a
Nice
good
meeting
night.
you.
You and your family, my dear.
Bye-bye.
All right.